I'm Kezia from Robo Wonderkind. In this video, I'll show you how to use the motor module. So here's the motor module. This motor makes your robot move. The motor is a unique module since it has a face here, this round moving face, that is connected to an internal motor so that it can move. Now, you can plug any module into the round moving face, but you'll notice that this side does not have a gold module face connector, like on the other sides. What does that mean? Well, anything that you place onto this round moving face will move, but it won't have a connection directly to the main block. So, if you were to put a big wheel onto the rotating face, it will move, which is great. But let's say I wanted to put a different module onto the block, let's say a distance sensor. It needs to have a gold module face connector to work. So, let me show you what the solution will look like. Here's the main block. I'm going to place the universal connector, then the motor. You hear the sound, so that means it connected. Now, we're going to place the distance sensor onto the rotating face. No sound. So it's not connected. This is when the wired connector comes into play. What you want to do to make a proper connection is place one side of the wired connector onto a gold face and then connect it to another gold face. It can be anywhere that you want, but I recommend that you put it as close as possible to each other. Great! Now that made a connection. Now, here are some rules for taking care of your motor module. Never turn the motor's rotating face by hand. The motor module has a motor inside with a special set of gears, and these gears can be damaged if you use your hand to turn the motor with something attached to it. So only let the motor move by using your code. No matter which interface that you use, the motion menu and the motion control blocks will be blue, just like the motors. There are two control blocks that you can use with any motor that is attached. The drive control block allows you to drive a motor forward or backward, like a remote control. So here's what it looks like with one motor. You can see how it's moving both forward and backward. Now to demonstrate the angle control block, you'll see how first I'll move the main block so that you can see. And now I will use the angle control block to make the motor move to a specific angle. Notice that I only can make the motor turn in one full circle at a time using this control block. Okay, sometimes when you want to drive forward after making your driver build, like this one, you may notice that you go backward. What that means you have to do is go into the drive icon, tap on the gear. Now check out the reverse button. What this will do is tell your motors to spin in the other direction. Now it will go forward. Now let's say that your motors do something like this. Make your robo driver go around in a circle instead of going backwards or forwards. What this means is that the robo needs your help to know which motor is which in the app because you want them to go in the same direction. So what you're going to want to do is go into your action menu and check it out. You'll see that it thinks that there's two left motors. So you're going to want to make sure that there's one L and one R, and that the L corresponds with your left motor and the R corresponds with your right motor. How you can test that out is by playing the little play button next to each motor, and then if either the left one moves or the right one moves, that will be your left motor or your right motor. Now your robo should be moving forward. If you have a robo build that can drive around, like this one, it's a good option for controlling where it goes. When two or more motors are attached, the gyro control block is also available. Turning this on allows you to control the motion of the robo by tilting your device, which would be your phone or tablet. This does not work on laptops. All of the motor functions that are in the live interface are also available in the code interface. They just look a little different. This means that you can have more control on how the motor works within your build. The drive control block looks like this. Tap on it and you can change the settings for that motor, like how far it drives forward or backward and how fast the motor spins. Tap on the reverse icon to make it go in the other direction. Now you can see how it moves. The angle control block looks like this. Tap on it and you can change the settings for that, like what angle you want it to turn and in which direction. Like before, notice I can only make the motor block turn in one full circle. When two motors are attached, the drive forward and the turn control block will control both motors to make your robot move in whatever direction you want it to go. The settings for these control blocks are just like the other two we just learned about. Happy coding!